Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups, but nothing gets past me. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along.
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now. Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happened. Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation. I'm glad to see you get along with my children.
You're not planning on doing anything.
I assume you're referring to Lenny Lynette, although there's that situation with no matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even go—
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will— I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep— As for Filial, Nantoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will— If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time. It's been a while, Monsieur Nervalet, I must say. I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so—
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself, although if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to—
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding— It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal.
I understand your request.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water-tasting, Monsieur Nervalet. A family is like a large body of water. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each— Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean. But I would not see their existence rendered
Did you?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's—
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Nervalet, I will gradually withdraw my forces and, unless absolutely necessary—
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases—
Tartuffe. Ah, that thief who embezzled funds. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Nervalet.
You choose your words carefully indeed.
My thanks for your generosity. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment.
All right, traveler Paimon.
So, what exactly were you talking about? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers.
You really want to know?
Lenny, Paimon really hopes everything's Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't—
Oh, shoot. Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these Well, let me make it up.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's my fault, really.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate.
I'll take 3 papers. Here.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just...
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy.
Actually, why don't Paimon just realized how hungry she is? She can't head back to
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V.
Wait, why are you being so generous?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what?
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they— Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation.
Okay, sounds normal enough.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened. It was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events,
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she...
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince...
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts, of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. It was during this time that Peruware suggested a new plan. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed... Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruware could see it written all over her face. If she couldn't escape and fight back, precisely. Death would... It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruware. From that moment on, Peruware's journey was one written in flames. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you'd...
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Peruware killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and the moment she acted. Any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. Peruware won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. Your
I left that name behind long ago. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. And that is where the story ends.
Yeah. Based on what you just told us...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. You see, a certain power runs through my veins, of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient... Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when...
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is so...
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long...
Indeed. She's a rather volatile, but other times, shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple, but... No matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't...
Wait! your 6-year-old self. She's still your friend. At least talk to her first.
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I do believe I've kept my end of the deal.
Here they are, Father.
Oh, you gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later.
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants... Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took it. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about...
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy in a we're birds locked in a cage.
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed? Watched...
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're...
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a sec.
Filial, Nantoy, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay—
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz. We...
Chapleau, according to the rules of the House of the...
All those who betray the house...
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, but the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. So please, Father, please.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please. Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the House will not be altered. Traitors... However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength.
Wait.
Impossible. Father is way too strong.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lynn and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? If they lose, those people from the house are...
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to that.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less. Is it my turn now? With these rising flames!
Watch out for Father's movements!
Is it my turn now?
One with wind and cloud!
Closer now. With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Spare your energy. Running is clear.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Look at you. Trapped like a bunch of helpless ants. Is it my turn now?
Gather!
With these rising flames!
Oz, reveal thy...
Is it my turn?
Watch out for Father's movements!
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent
Stabilize.
after all. Look at you. Trapped like a bunch of...
Father's even summoned.
My blade is all that remains.
This is order.
My royal decree...
Be sanctified. Settle down.
Into the wind.
Stabilize.
Your punishment made manifest. Suntown is only the beginning.
Shadow Vision! Let night fall!
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack. Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon? I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me. I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of...
Brother... Lenny...
Given that I am the victor of this duel. As agreed.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept...
Wonderful. Then, in just...
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, in other words, administering this concoction will kill. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
So, you're just letting...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die.
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really
Don't cry. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go—
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Fultz, I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flame. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will know— Thank you for all you've done for the house.